The big news in FPL terms from the Friday press conferences is that Ollie Watkins is a doubt to face Bournemouth on Sunday. Emery has labelled him as 50-50 to play. The striker missed Aston Villa's Europa Conference League game on Thursday, wasn't part of the squad, and Emery did tell us before and after the match that Watkins had a slight injury, nothing serious. Kind of said yesterday that he was being rested as well, but I think from his update today we can gather that really he was injured as opposed to in any way being rested. I don't think he was ever going to play with whatever this probable muscle issue is. I think the idea that he was rested is probably a bit wide, considering that Emery has said today that he's a doubt for Sunday. He did say he's not completely unavailable, so he could play. And with Villa playing on Sunday, Emery is going to wait till tomorrow to make a decision on Watkins. His quotes are going to mean that Watkins' flag will be upgraded on FPL, almost definitely. He's at 75% to play at the moment. Emery has said that he's 50-50. So I think that yellow flag is going to go orange there pretty lively. That's going to see Watkins sold fairly heavily, I would imagine. As an owner, I would have probably been looking at Gameweek 15 maybe to sell him if I was going to sell him. Though, without an injury, he's a 90-minute man, so it would have been a pretty tough sell, I think. It's gotten a lot easier now. But yeah, I think that's that orange flag that's incoming is going to accelerate the sales for Watkins. That doesn't mean you have to sell him, obviously. It's just what's going to happen generally. My early thoughts are that I will probably bring in Darwin Núñez, and I've already made a transfer this week. Mbeumo came in for a Dingra, so it's going to be a -4. Obviously, if one can avoid taking a hit, that's the ideal route. So if you've got one free transfer or two free transfers, I think it's easy enough to sell Watkins. It's a bit different if you're like me and you have to spend 4 to get him out. But yeah, Emery was kind of pressed then on whether he thought Watkins would be back for say 15 and 16. Obviously Gameweek 15 is next midweek, and he just said that they're focusing on Sunday, and that's when he said that Watkins is 50-50 for Sunday. So yeah, it's very hard to predict Watkins to start now given that update. And yeah, Villa play again on Wednesday at home to Man City, and then they've got Arsenal in 16. So I think Watkins probably an easy enough sell, especially if you have a free transfer going to do it. And I think most people will just be then looking at blank game 18 to bring him back in once he's fit. He's found to be the most popular captain at home to Sheffield United. So yeah, in terms of getting any further news, the deadline for Gameweek 14 is 1:30 p.m. GMT. So there is a bit of time to hear something. Obviously, that will still be more than 24 hours before Villa's game on Sunday. But you could definitely wait till close to the deadline on Saturday, just in case we hear anything else on Watkins. If there's anything concrete, or if there's any training pictures or videos, I'll share them up to the deadline. And yeah, I think obviously it'll depend on price changes for people and who they want to bring in and all that kind of thing. I'm sure Darwin in particular, and probably Isak is going to be popular too, but I'm guessing Darwin will have a lot of transfers in now because of this, so a lot will depend on price changes and whether you're prepared to wait or not. But it's possible there'll be info tomorrow. It's not a definite, but it could be worth waiting. All right. yeah, that is the situation with Watkins. And as I said, in terms of predicted lineup, it's hard to put him in given that update. So I've gone with Martinez in goal, Dean at left back, Konza at right back, and Torres and Carlos in the centre. Boubacar Kamara is suspended, so I think McGinn is going to join Douglas Luiz in central midfield, with Tielemans operating on the left of that. And I've gone from Eddie Cash on the right. He started and played the full game against Legia Warsaw. I think he's definitely in terms of the lineup, he's definitely a doubt to start. He could easily miss out here, I think. I think it's quite difficult to pick the Villa 11. I have gone for Bailey and Diaby as the front two. It could easily be Bailey at right in the field instead of Cash, which would see John Duran get another start. He's played very few minutes so far this season, so like 2 starts in 3 days might be asking a lot, which is the main reason that I've gone for that front two, which obviously doesn't contain an actual striker, but I'm sure is something that Villa could do as well, and like that would kind of free up a spot that Cash could take. I own Cash myself, so like it's not. He's probably not the greatest player to own at the moment, to be fair. And in even better news, he's on 4 yellow cards, so he will get a 1-match suspension if he gets another yellow before Villa's, up to and including Villa's 19th fixture. Dean and Douglas Luiz also on 4 yellows. I think Cash owners, including myself, can be sweating the team sheet a little bit. And at the moment, Watkins, hard to see him starting. And like even if he does start, I don't think there's any chance he plays 90 minutes, which is obviously one of his huge appeals in FPL. So with those expected minutes drastically reduced, considering Emery's comments, and just the fact that he's obviously carrying an injury, so playing the full game is extremely unlikely. I think the popular route is going to be to sell him this week and have a plan to get him back in for blank game week 18.